So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be taking a regular drawer and making the front fold down. The reason we're doing this is because we're turning a dresser into an entertainment center, an entertainment cabinet. And there's going to be a amplifier in here that we'll need to use the remote with and all that. So we're going to have the drawer fold down when it's in use, and we can fold it up when it's not. So first thing I notice is that the base of the drawer is not very sturdy. We've got these little wedges on each side, and what we're going to do is we're going to pop these off, and I'm going to put a strip of wood across the bottom, and then the hinge that I'm going to put to it will actually screw through the bottom of the drawer and into this sturdier piece of wood. And then the hinge on the front part will just screw right into the front of the drawer because it's solid wood. We've also got to get this track off because it's actually screwed into the front of the drawer, so we'll take the screw out of that and also just get it all the way out of the way so when we're cutting the front of the drawer off, we're not going to cut it through the metal. You can leave the back one on. We're not going to be doing anything with the back of the drawer, so feel free to leave those wedges in place. Once that's out of the way, we're going to cut right through the side of the drawer here, just right along the edge of the top of the drawer. There you have it. Front of the drawer is off. And we just need to get our pieces of wood in place here to screw the hinges to. So just finishing up drilling my holes in the side for my two support pieces. Just using some 1-inch screws to hold it in. I countersunk the holes just to make sure the screws weren't sticking out and would interfere with the operation of the drawer if we ever decide to actually open it or pull it out. So I've got my support pieces in. I do need to trim the edge, the front edge of this, because it was actually in the front of the drawer, so I've got to cut that off, hold this out of the way, and cut my straight edge there. I'm going to have to put something here just to screw this slide to, so that the drawer can operate if we need it to. And once I get that done, then I'm going to get my hinges and I'm going to screw them to the drawer. Now the kind that I got are these right angle hinges, and the first thing I did when I pulled them out of the bag was I tried to operate them, move them, and have pinched my finger probably 4 or 5 times in the process. So these things, be careful with them. They will mount to the support piece and then to the front of the drawer. Of course, we'll sand down the edges of the sides here to make sure they're nice and smooth. So when you open it up, you're not looking at a jagged piece of wood. All right, now that I have the front off, I've got the front part of this sanded down, the front of the base trimmed, so the front should fit flush up against it when it's closed. I'm going to get my hinges set. I'm going to pre-drill the holes for the hinge. I'm just going to do that here. I want to make sure this hinge, it kind of, when it's all the way closed, it actually leans back a little bit extra, which is good because that should keep it nice and tight when it's closed. So I'm just lining the bottom up, the bottom of the front part of the hinge with the front of the drawer. And I'm going to drill guide holes there, basically just to kind of mark it for now. Then I can remove the hinge and finish drilling. Put on our hinge. See, the drawer will lay flat when it's open, and when it's closed, it should pull right up against the side. Just got to do the other side. All right, hinges are in place. You can see the front folds down. And one thing that I didn't get is some magnets for the front, just to kind of hold it in place when I put it up. The other thing that I've had to do is on the bottom, I had to trim the front of the braces and the front of this guide for the drawer to slide because the front, when it tilts out, the type of hinge I have, it was hitting the front of that, so I did have to trim that down. But other than that, we're all set.